Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, where you can see great games played badly. I'm John and this is Settlement Survival from Gleamer Studio. Before we get into this, please do give us a like and a subscribe, it really does help the channel out. So, Settlement Survival, this has just hit early access. It's currently about a tenner on Steam. And the devs describe it as a Banished-inspired city builder. Yeah, in my humble opinion, Banished-inspired doesn't really cover it. So basically, if you enjoyed playing Banished, especially with mods, then you are going to enjoy Settlement Survival because it is Banished. It's got a cleaner, sort of brighter look, as you can see even on the title screen here. It's got a bunch of quality of life stuff that Banished sorely lacked, and it's got a tech tree or a development tree that gives it a sense of progress that Banishment never really had. But yeah, this isn't... Oops, sorry about that. Nearly dropped something. This isn't going to be a full series. It might be a couple of episodes just to get a feel for it. But it is Banished. Even at this stage in early access, it's, you know, as polished a game as Banished ever was. So let's start a new game. So at the moment, there's only the 3 modes available. So you've got standard mode, sandbox mode, and one scenario, Easter Island. Trees grow slowly on Easter Island, so structures that grow trees are disabled in this scenario. So you're going to have a problem with wood, if you'll excuse the expression. But we're going to just go with the standard, a standard game. Let's have a spin. Let's see what we can do. Ooh. There was Australia there. Let's see if we can get back to Australia. There we go. Let's go in Australia. And we'll call this, obviously, I can't type. To be fair, I can't actually see my keyboard. It's behind my microphone. Call it Stormhaven. We'll go for a large map, I think. And just for this, we'll turn disasters off, but we'll go on a normal difficulty. And it's reset that. Let's go back to Australia if we can. There we go. Okay. I think that's everything, and we will start the game. As I say, I think it's much prettier than Banished was. Even though it's still very much the same. So this is one of the quality of life improvements that I was talking about. You get to choose your start location on the map. And the map's actually... I think they're slightly smaller, or the large map is slightly smaller than the maps in Banished. I'm not sure, I might be wrong. But you can see these little green icons here. So these are some of the quality of life things. You get areas of the map that produce resources more efficiently or give you different bonuses. So obviously you've got fishing. This one over here is fields. So your fields will generate crops more quickly. This is seeds, so if you put a gatherer's hut around here, the rate at which they find seeds in the wild increases. Another seeds over there, more fields, more fish. I can't see. Oh, there we go. So what we have here is, this one is a grassland, so pastures will be more effective, and this one is herds. So these ones actually follow the herds around, and you get a better chance of getting young animals that you can then rear in your pastures. So I think, what have we got? I think we're going to put ourselves somewhere around here. So we've got fields and gathering. and pastures over there. Where's the river? The river's over here. Okay. We want to be relatively close to the river because we do want to set up trade at some point. Okay, I think we're going to put ourselves in here. Maybe. Yeah, we're close enough to the gatherers, we're close enough to a couple of field spots, and we're close to the river. Yes, this is going to be our initial location. And we will pause it. So, just like Banished, you start with no houses, you start with some resources, and you start with, in this case, a marketplace built. You start with a storage yard, and you start with a builder's cabin. So we have 14 adults, so 10 of them currently are temporary workers. Now we are going to want a whole bunch of stuff right off the bat, so let's get right on that. We will start with a gatherer, and we will put that out here to get advantage of the seeds. Next up, we're going to want a logging camp. So we will put the logging camp over here. We're also going to want a well. Now, I want to line this up so that when we put roads in later, it's all good. What else do we need? So we've got logs, we've got gatherers, so there'll be some food coming in. We've got water. We're going to want a blacksmith. But how close do I want it to the... We'll move it out from the main town a little bit, just so we're not using up valuable housing space, because in this you can only build within the radius of the market. If you remember, in Banished, you could build anywhere, homes anywhere, but they wouldn't benefit from the marketplace. In this, you can only build homes within this radius. So, the next thing we're going to want is a chopping house, because we don't yet have access to the sawmill. But, if we have a look in... Oh yeah, just a brief word about the user interface versus the Banished one. I mean, how much more simple is this? It's just everything's there. You've got your build menu down the bottom, separated and labelled. Your resource list is here, and you can just cycle through all the different types, and you can prioritise whichever one you want to view. We'll keep it on food for the moment. It gives you a list of all the resources that are available under that heading. You've got your citizen happiness and health up here, their stress level, all the stuff you need up here, your money, temperature, date, and you have a timeline of what is going to happen. So we can see the seasons, and later on it will show up when there are nomads on their way in and trade ships on their way in. So, if we click on our development icon, this is our tech tree. We already have 3 points to spend. But you can see we've got agriculture, so everything to do with farming and gathering food and things like that is in here. Lots of stuff in processing, so meat, different types of food, different types of resources processed into more refined resources. An entire mining tech tree, all the way up to making gears, construction. I mean, we will obviously look at some of this when we go through, but there's just a whole ton of stuff in here. So, 3 points. I'm going to immediately unlock the Research Institute. It's going to be 80 logs, 40 stone, and 40 iron ore to construct. But that's going to increase the rate that we get these development points, and we can build multiple of those if we want. The next thing I am going to do, I think... am I? I don't know. I don't know what's more important at this stage. Yes, I am. Where are we? Logistics. I am going to unlock the small marketplace, because that unlocks delivery, which means our marketplace workers will deliver food to nearby houses, which saves time. Yes, that's good. Right, so we can speed this up all the way up until some of this stuff is constructed, and we will come back when that happens. And there we go. So we have our gatherer station over here with 3 people working in it, and that's built. We have our logging camp here with 3 people working in it, that's built. We've got our blacksmith and our chopping house, so we've got tools and firewood being prepared, and we've managed to build our first batch of houses, but we still have a bunch of people homeless, so let's go and put in some more houses for them. I had to clear this area of trees and stones and iron ore in order to build these houses and all this stuff. We're in August now, so I think it's about time that we put a field in all the way over here. So I'm going to split this, I think, roughly in 2, but I can't split it directly in 2, so there we go. We'll see what we can plant in there. We only have 4 workers left, well, 4 temporary workers, so we don't have many spaces, but we do need to get some more food coming in, because our gatherers aren't going to be able to get that much. So we'll definitely open up one of these fields for next year. Let's see, we have lettuce, that's it, that's all we've got. Well, that's what it'll have to be. So they'll plant that up in the spring. Okay, nobody is homeless now, but we do have some development points to spend. So, 2 of them, in fact. I'm going to open up a warehouse, because we do need better places to store some things. And then... I'm not sure. We might hang on to that one for the moment. Oh, we do need to put in a clinic. That's important, so we'll do that. Where is our clinic? There is our clinic. So this does need to be in the centre of town, unfortunately. And we also want to put in a church, so we'll put that directly there, because when you've got a church, anyone in the radius of the church, or anyone living in the radius of the church, will be much less likely to resort to criminal activity, and it will make them happier and more willing to accept the challenges that life is going to throw in their direction. Okay, how are we doing? We've got plenty of logs at the moment. We have a fair... Okay. A fair few bits of stone. What's wrong with you? Domestic fuel is low. We only have 48. But we don't have any workers at all, because you're in there. But we're going to turn that field off, so we have 2 more workers. And we will put 1 in the chopping house. So they'll produce more fuel, hopefully. Now, what else do we need? We are going to need clothes, because our clothes are running out. But I'm not sure if we have any animals in this mode. So let's come up here. that'll do. Just as a tester, see what we've got available to us. Now, food. We're in December. We've got 900 food left. As I say, that'll get planted up in the spring. We are making tools. Okay. Basically, now we need to spin on until we have some temporary workers, and that's going to be a while, I think, because we only have one child at the moment. So we really need them to get breeding. So we'll skip ahead and come back when there's something to do. Well, I've let it spin on a little while. We don't have any children grown up yet, but we do have 4 that have been born. I've put in a few more houses. Our pasture over here has finished, but at the moment we don't have any animals. And if you look, I've put in over here, or I'm in the process of putting in a hunting cabin, so hopefully we'll be able to get some. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit slow to begin with. Just like Banished, there's a creep. We do have a couple of development points to spend, however, and I am going to see... Where are we? Yeah, I'm going to spend one of them on a sawmill. Because that will speed up our construction, our manufacture of firewood, because we are having a few firewood issues. So we'll try and get a water sawmill in, actually. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find any. Oh, there we go. We'll put them in there. Because that will speed up production. I'll transfer the workers over from the chopping house to the water sawmill. And then I'm going to need to start thinking about getting some of this stone in, because we're running low on stone again. And then think about connecting this up with roads, because that will speed up people's travel between them. Okay, so again, I will spin on, and we will come back when there's actually something to do. Well, as we're waiting, one of the things about the UI, here on the timeline, you can see that a merchant ship is on its way and ready for trade upon arrival at the port. Except we don't have a port yet. But here it is, just coming in here. Through the force field. There we go. So yeah, when we build a when we build a port, we'll be able to trade with them every time they come through. Okay, so over here our sawmill has fired up, so we will pop 2 people in there and have them making firewood. Okay, we have another development point. I am putting in a warehouse over here because we are running low on storage, and I figure putting one here close to the food production is probably a good idea. I've also set them to collect some of this stone because, again, we were running low. Okay, so again, back to it, and we'll come back when there's something new happening. And something new almost immediately happened. We've just got some more crop seeds. So we now have agave, tequila seeds, and oat seeds as well. So when we've got some more people in, we can start to farm some different stuff. So agave we can use to make tequila with... I don't know if we have it. Yes, the distillery. So as soon as we're growing agave, we can start to turn that into booze. But again, just looking at the... where are we? Here. If we hold over the product, the lettuce in this case, it actually tells us how many we've got. Oh, Long time consumption is harmful to health. Lovely. That's going to be great. But we can change that over, maybe. Should we change that over to oats? Let's change that over to oats for next season. Can we? No, let's not. I'm not sure if we can directly consume oats or not. We might be able to. Okay, so yes, our warehouse is up and running. So again, we can see exactly how much in total we've got across our settlement. Just at one look. Yeah, so back to it again. We'll wait until we've got some temporary workers back, and then we'll think about expanding. Okay, still a long wait for these children to grow up. In a year's time, however, we will have immigrants coming in, which we can accept if we build a town hall. I've built a couple more houses, just in preparation for these children growing up. I've also put in a research institute in preparation of having some workers, and our sawmill has effectively maxed out our current fuel limit. I have increased it a little bit, so we're going to switch those over. If you go into the building materials tab, to making planks, because we will need those for later buildings. If we look in the citizen tab here, just click on that, we can see all of our citizens, and if we go down to Emily, who is our oldest child, we can see that she is 7 years old. And I think they become working age at 10. So we've got a couple of years to wait for our next batch of workers. So sit tight. Through the magic of editing, you will come back when we actually have something, some of these workers in a few years' time. I will in the meantime just sit here and wait. See you soon. Okay, something's happened. Our hunters have found a goose. So when we've got some people, we'll be able to put the goose in our pasture and breed. And then we'll have another supply of food coming in, which will be good. We'll also get feathers from goose, which we can use to make clothes. Which, on that subject, we have ourselves a tailor's workshop now, because we have run out of clothing and people are starting to get cold. And I'm just wondering, I think I'm going to take someone out of the sawmill and put them into the tailor's workshop. We don't have a lot of anything really, so we'll start off with some leather clothes, because our hunters do bring in leather and alpaca wool, so we can swap over when we run out of one, and hopefully allow that to restock. But apart from that, I think we've still got about 2 years before our first child grows up. About a year. But we do have nomads, or immigrants as they call them in this, heading into town in a few months. And I have built a town hall, so we can accept them, should we wish to at the time. We'll see how our resources are in a couple of months and make a decision then. But we'll come back. Okay, so our first child, Emily, has grown up and immediately started work at the blacksmith because the blacksmith died. So that was a little bit of an anticlimax. I think we're definitely going to want to accept these immigrants when they get here shortly. I'm not sure when the next child is going to come of age. Shortly. But I think we are definitely going to need a whole bunch of immigrants, so we'll wait for them to arrive and then accept them, and we'll have to build houses and so on and so forth. But again, we'll come back. Okay, and hopefully any second now. Yep. Here come the immigrants. We'll speed it up a little bit because they're walking very slowly. And they're walking through our storeyard for some reason. The town is developing well. Shall we go to the town hall to see if they'll take us in? Well, 10 immigrants have arrived. Do you want to accept them as citizens? Now, we have literally just had 4 of our children grow up. But I think another 10 immigrants isn't going to hurt. I have already in development unlocked the ability to treat cholera. Have a look in the development menu. Where are we? Education. Yeah, I've already unlocked medical research so we can treat cholera. I could spend one of our 3 development points on unlocking skin disease, which allows us to treat measles, which would be another problematic disease if we get it, because it does kill. But for the moment, I think we need to unlock sand mining, because that's important for so many later techs. And it gives us the ability to get clay and sand, which are both important resources later on. Sand for glass, obviously. The clay as clay itself, but also as bricks. So we will unlock that. Close down the clinic. And we will start by putting in a sand pit. We'll put it as close to the sawmill as we can. Now we have 14 people. We're going to turn on the research institute and have somebody working in there. We are going to add 2 more people to our logging camp. We are going to open this field and grow oats in it. We are going to open the pasture, but we'll only have 2 people in it, and we will put our goose in it, who should turn up at some point, I think. We don't have this kind of animal. Did our goose die? Why did it let us choose goose if we don't have geese? It said we had geese. Oh, we're going to have to wait. Okay, well, close down the pasture again. And we'll put someone in the hunting cabin. So hopefully we'll be able to get some more animals and they won't die this time. So that leaves us with 7 temporary workers. Okay. We also need some houses. So let's get that done first. How many have we got? With 10 people needing homes. So let's... yeah. Just continue putting in blocks like that. What's that? That's 8 houses. So that's space for more than 10 people. So hopefully that will do it. We will pop 2 more people back into the builder's cabin because I had to take them out. How are we doing? You don't have enough leather, so we will swap you for alpaca wool because we have 90 of those. Right. Yes, let's get that done and think about what else we need. We could put a fishing dock in. But there's nowhere really... I mean, down here, I suppose. Okay, so only 6 people are now without homes. Hopefully these will be built quickly. How are we doing for resources? Bit low on wood, but that is coming in. Bit low on medicine. We need these herbs, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the development menu. Now that we've unlocked sand mining, we can unlock the apiary and then the grove, and after that we can unlock the nursery, which allows us to grow specialised crops like herbs. And then we can unlock herb knowledge, which means that our gatherers might get herb seeds. If not, we can, when we get a dock, we can actually order them, but they are very expensive. What's the problem? Fuel reserves are low. They are somewhat, aren't they? Let's have someone else in the sawmill. Okay, we're down to 4 temporary workers. That's okay. We do have children coming in. So yeah, we're looking good. Except the fact that lots of people are walking around naked. But apart from that, we're looking good. Well, you will be cold if you walk around naked. Okay, yeah, we are producing some fuel, but I will, for the moment, open up the chopping house as well to get a little boost. What have we got? Oh, it's the apiary. We won't build that just yet, I don't think. We don't really need it at the moment. We need to focus on the food that we are bringing in, because we're not bringing in a lot. Okay, but we'll have a think, and we'll come back when we've made some decisions. And because we have a town hall, we can now choose an administrator. So, we're looking for a mayor. We've got Claire or Daphne. Claire used to live in cold area. Now extremely care about heat preservation. Okay. It is in early access, and I believe that the devs do not speak English as a first language. So there are a few spelling, grammatical errors scattered about. Hopefully that will get fixed for those of you who are like me and are kind of nerdish about language. So anyway, Claire used to live in a cold area and cares about heat preservation. So she will give a plus 15 boost to citizens' maximum warmth, which would be good. Daphne pays attention to food storage and civic diets, so their maximum energy will be increased, which means they'll be able to work longer and more efficiently. So I think at the moment, actually, the warmth is probably a good thing considering where we are. Okay. Yeah. It's cold, we have no food, we have no fuel, or very little fuel, only a few clothes. This is problematic. Okay. Gather plants in that area. Everything that might be edible. Oh, Hunter brought in a piece of venison. That's helpful. So most of these houses do have a lot of food stored in them that doesn't show up here. This is just the excess food, really. All that said, they've only got like 61 lettuce in their house. That's not great. But I'm going to extend our road network out so that all the houses are covered, because that will enable our vendors to move around more efficiently and more quickly. Okay, we've got one person. No, I think we'll leave it for the moment and spin on till we have a few more people. Right, and we've got another development point. We have 2 development points now. So we've already unlocked. We haven't unlocked the nursery yet, so we will do that, and then we will get herb knowledge. So our gatherers now have the chance to actually find herb seeds in the wild, and we'll be able to plant those and get our medicine stocks up again. We have 2 people, so I'm going to put 1 in the sand pit once I open it up. Oh, we have another one just become available, so I'm going to put another one in the gathering station, because our food store is not doing so well. We do not have a lot of food coming in. Yeah, we need more food. I did put in another small field down here, so we've got some more lettuce coming in at least. But we really could do with another source of food. So if we could just get another animal that doesn't die on us, that would be great. But with everyone dying, we're still not building up. New crop seed, what have we got? Oh, flax. Oh, that's useful. That is useful. So with flax we can turn that into linen once we get the weaving. Where are we? Yeah, we get weaving, so we can turn linen, flax into linen. Which means we can make better clothes. Well, not better clothes, but we can make... We'll have a supply of... we've got herb seeds. Yes, we will have a supply of linen, so we can make clothes regularly. But we have herb seeds. That is amazing. Okay. First thing, we need to... where are we going to put this? Let's put this in there. We'll start with 1 because we don't have the people necessarily. Oh, that was good. That was very good. Okay. Still looking rough on food, but you know, what can we do? Fuel we're okay for. Ore okay for. Wood we don't have a lot of, so let's harvest some more trees, shall we? To build our stocks up. What are you doing? You are felling trees. Okay. Well, that's it. I think I will do another episode or 2 of this. Just to sort of fill out the town a little bit, because we've not done a huge amount of expansion yet. Now that our citizens have grown up a bit, we're getting more people through, so we can start expanding again. I think, honestly, I will start by increasing the number of people in these fields. But as soon as this is built, we don't have enough clay. Okay, well, that's on its way. So once this is built, we can plant medical herbs, and we can start bringing those in. That will help. We don't have any nomads or anything on the timeline for the moment, so we're really kind of restricted to how quickly we can breed, which is basically restricted by how happy they are and what their health is like. Now let me have a look. What are we producing here? We're not producing fat. We do need to get some animal cubs. That's what we need. Something to produce. I mean, ideally alpaca would be great, because they obviously give us meat, but they also give us wool and fat as well once you put the meat through a butcher. And with fat we can make soap, and soap is great for the health of the citizens, which in turn increases their happiness. So yeah, this is, as I said right at the start, this is Banished, but better, in my opinion. It looks better. The gameplay, the basic gameplay is exactly the same. It's intuitive, simple. It's much easier to kind of... let's just look at a random building. So the school. We look at the school, we know exactly what we need to build it, exactly what it does. With the manufacturing buildings, it tells us what it turns the raw material into. Oh, let's just quickly grow some herbs there. It tells you what it turns the resource into, and when you're thinking about how to produce a particular tool, it's easy enough to just go through the menus and find that. The development screen is brilliant. So if we look on this, how do I make steel? So I need a smelter. I need furnace bundles before that. Yeah, it's just so easy. It's a lot more user friendly than Banished ever was. So yeah, I think it's a very worthy addition, even at this very early stage of early access. I mean, it literally came out, I think, this week. I think it's great. I'm really looking forward to playing a few more episodes of this and playing a lot more in my own free time. This is the kind of game that's going to make me go to bed at sort of 5 o'clock in the morning when I shouldn't. Right. But thanks for that. Thanks for watching. Listen to me blabber on and not really grow the township very far. Hopefully you'll come back for another episode. Give us a like and a subscribe. And take care until the next time. Thanks very much. See you soon. Stay safe.